In the spring of the 992nd year of the glorious calendar, this is the 7th year of independence after Arlia overthrew the rule of the old state. In Surge City, the largest port city in Arlia, commercial trade is developing rapidly. However, along with the wealth across the ocean comes the ambitions of the Allies. Crystal smuggling has been repeatedly banned, and the interests are intertwined. Under the calm sea, undercurrents are surging silently. Let's go back to 7 years before this story, and go back to the summer when Sophia and Lavier walked out of the military academy side by side. Looking back at their youthful and passionate appearance, and the Surge City they agreed to protect together.
Impossible to say. Goodbye, goodbye. The tide will stop and pull you many miles away. Goodbye, goodbye. The wind will blow like a size of cold from the ocean deep. They are telling me there is no turning back. I fall, I lay. There's no turning back.
Lavier, a recognized battle genius, graduated from the Surge Kingdom Military Academy with first place in all subjects. With a pure and clear heart, she is always full of energy, enthusiasm and warmth like a little sun. She was the only one who helped Sophia, who was bullied during the military academy. The two became inseparable friends and tacit partners.
Personality. When an area attack hits, you take another action and gain fatigue until the start of your next action. Gain 1 vitality for each enemy unit you damage, maximum 30. Gain 10 vitality at the start of combat. Fatigue, no second action from traits is triggered. Vitality, plus 10 critical chance per stack, bonus for every 10 stacks. There's a lot of talk about this, but basically it boils down to this. Even a 5-star character can only take another action once per turn. And the more you hit the enemy, the more vitality they accumulate and the stronger they become. As a perk for silhouette implementation characters, if you own and train the original version of the character, you can import one skill from the original, and conversely, you can export Denku to the original closing parenthesis ... in addition to the effects of the original version. Ruia has the huge bonus of ignoring defense and 10 vitality, but in exchange for that, the rotation rate has decreased to Court 4. Early Summer Ruia has low defense and has lost her self-healing ability with her quirk, so she is worried about her durability on the front line, but this skill makes up for that. In addition, the critical rate 30 is a great benefit, and it has synergy with the critical damage increase of the motif weapon, the Gale Sky Sword. Before hitting with Tactical Horn or No-No Snatch, make sure to gulp down a few times.
Tristan, the leader of the Water Ghost Gang in Surge City, wandering between the black and white worlds, uses his scheming to allow the gang to gain a foothold in the complex gap between the forces at the dock. Although he acts eccentrically and unruly, he treats gang members very righteously, regards them as family members who can be entrusted with their lives, and tries his best to protect the survival of the gang and the safety of his family.
Before attacking, if enemy is in shield state, damage dealt by self is increased by 30%. After attacking, 6 layers of shield are removed. When dealing area damage, physical attack value is referenced and magic damage is dealt. At the start of battle, additional skill blood-colored rage can be used. After use, enter raging state. In conclusion, if you prepare your build and formation with the premise that you will use your maximum power while in the rampage state, he is incredibly strong. He can even beat the boss of Chapter 12 in one turn by himself. However, to show his true potential, you need to choose a map that suits you, prepare your equipment and skills, and use your allies as items, which is time-consuming and troublesome. I said the same thing about Alexei, but there are other characters that are easier to conquer. He has the perfect performance for a slightly picky expert to show off, but he is definitely not a character that beginners should use.
Kia from Volda, a girl who was kidnapped and imprisoned since childhood and wandered on the streets of Surge City. The broken tail of her ear and the scars all over her body reveal her broken and cruel childhood experience. It was not until she was taken in by Koval and met Sophia that the two girls' companionship in adversity made her feel the warmth of being treated as a human being for the first time. In her world, there is no good or evil, and there is no right or wrong. As long as she can protect the people she cares about, she's willing to give everything she has and do her best.
A single target physical destroyer with a movement speed of 5. It pursues relentlessly with piercing damage and quickly whittles down the enemy's HP. The more HP decreases, the more powerful the firepower becomes, so it is somewhat peaky to use. Since she is a character that weakens a single opponent with follow-up attacks, my first impression of her is similar to Sophia Old. Although you need to keep your HP low to boost your attack power, you can repeatedly grant unyielding with skills, so even if you wander around near death, it's relatively easy. Even at 1 star, she has a lot of power, so training her is fun. I'll be trying out equipment and such, so I'd like to write about it again once she's grown.
且使奇亚和携带者在单体攻击后额外恢复生命。刻骨之念的2个抉择都能让奇亚自身获得强力不屈，让他在被击败时有一次重新投入战斗的机会。终极技能血液之约能让奇亚暂时撤离战场，对目标施加怨念之痕，并降低其行动速度和造成的伤害。在目标行动结束时，奇亚会重新回到战场。 可无视目标全部误防，造成奇亚生命值加物攻值之和的一定比例的物理伤害，并产生生命汲取，立刻触发其感染效果。
以血为代价。
The captain of the mobile team of the Surge City Public Security Bureau, young and promising, elegant and calm, is the senior sister that Sophia and Roria have looked up to since their military school days. Born into an aristocracy, she is not reluctant to rebel against the interests of the aristocracy, always fighting against all evil and injustice, and firmly believes that the smallest light can dispel the deepest darkness.
Leila can block, also blocks magic attacks. When attacked from the front or side within 3 squares of self, takes preemptive action with 60% physical damage up to 6 times per turn. At the end of the action, if self is within the enemy's danger range, gains Keto no Shugata and magic defense 25% that lasts until the start of the next action. Recovers 1N at the start of action. I would love to use him as a key defender on maps where long-range attacks come flying one after the other, but the environment has already seen power inflation. and it's undeniable that it's faster to buff yourself first, replenish your energy, and then charge in and blow your opponent away in a matter of seconds than to defend. It's hard to imagine any situations where his characteristics would fit in outside of the promotional maps at the time of his release, and it's a bit of a tricky line as to whether he'll be able to make his presence felt in today's environment, where all the attention is focused on high-difficulty boss battles in adverse conditions. Extreme caution on promotional maps. Let's hope that this isn't the peak. With further research, we may be able to create a physical version of Momo.
强制警戒次数耗尽后，将还原为原个性的攻击触发方式。
此路不通哟。
莉拉虽出身于贵族，却不吝于背叛贵族阶级的利益，始终与一切罪恶和不公抗争着。心怀这份理想主义的坚持的他，更是照亮众人前路的一束不灭的光。
Calm and wise, Koval, who is always in control, is now the richest and most powerful noble in Arlia. During the War of Independence, Koval was one of King Faris's most important comrades in arms. As a representative of the nobles of the state, he influenced many nobles to side with Faris, thus adding a heavyweight weight to the victory of the war. Now, as the Minister of Finance of the kingdom, no matter how the situation changes, he can always choose the right camp wisely and calculate the most favorable strategy for himself. A fierce and upright veteran general, the commander of the military district of Surge City, a major trading town in Arlia, and one of King Faris' most trusted comrades in arms. Whether it is fighting on the battlefield or facing political conspiracies, Pamina will choose to face the enemy head-on, just like the spear in her hand, upright and unyielding.
In the story, she was incredibly strong, but her skill set has changed drastically, and conditions and restrictions have increased. Her job is to be in the middle of the enemy and get punched by a large group of enemies, so she needs to be strong enough to easily withstand the full force of the enemy group by increasing his defense and vitality and recovery. She's strong in stages where she has to face many enemies, but of course she's a complete idiot in boss battles, so his suitability is clearly divided. If possible, I would have liked to obtain him during the strategy stage, rather than after reaching the maximum level.
Lavier，我打算去浪涌城治安局，机动队。那我和你一起去。在我这里，没有什么好与坏，我只想和你在一起。比起荣耀或是赞美，我更期待和最好的朋友并肩作战。
看来你们都已经准备好了，那就启程吧。你们成长的比我想象的还快。
同一件任务也可以有很多种解读。你也觉得这案子有疑点对吧？这些案子我们一桩一桩的查。
我果然没看错人，这个现场就交给你们了。
改变现状，重塑公正，这也是我们站在这里的理由啊。 可恶！为什么查个案子这么麻烦？
当一个人心里只有恨的时候，恨也不坏，是恨让我活了下来。
你们之中，谁敢报上姓名，与我一战？
你心中的正义，它永远不可能到来，永远。
你要知道，你即将面对的局面会有多难。
我们会做到的，无论付出什么代价。
动手吧。
索菲亚！不要做让自己后悔的决定。索菲亚，毕业快乐！毕业快乐，永远快乐。真正的对决就要开始了，一起赢到最后吧！小意思。苍松，最后一场比赛，我们要好好享受才行。队长，出发前的时间到了，需要我们一起。新挑战来了，正好有空，要不要一起去把它拿下？增加一些不务正业的时段喽。啊，看来今天不说点什么，你不会放我走吧？
你买账呀！按道上的规矩，我得慢慢还喽。我的长枪愿为阁下开辟前路。哪怕前方敌人无数，我帕米娜必定持枪向前，永不后退。
想让我称呼你为团长，还是主任？好像能感受到自己在胸有一血。 了。